I've been getting into anime.
Oh.
A week?
Okay, wait.
Hold
Stop
on.
it. Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
We're back in this spot.
We're so back. Every time I show up to Caroline's house, she's like, the war.
Oh no.
The war.
Is that Is that my aura now? Is that the energy that I'm giving?
No.
You did. I didn't even think I was acting stressed out, and you were like,
I
"Are
know
you okay?"
you. I do know you. And so as like an anxious person,
me.
I do go, is it me? Jesus? Is it me?
Yeah, it's you.
And so
you
then I'll go
are
like,
the source of all the world's ills.
so then I'll be like, I definitely do. I'm a combination of like being like a confident like baddie and also thinking everybody's upset with me at the same time.
Does everybody hate me?
Does everybody hate me?
Wasn't that Mindy Kaling's memoir? Is everybody hanging out without me?
Yeah, that's how I feel. It's like, do you hate me?
Well, especially as you're dressed as Miss Rachel, who
Dude.
is public enemy number one. Just
Bro.
kidding. We love Miss Rachel.
Can you imagine? Yeah, whoever hates Miss Rachel, fuck you.
If you hate Miss Rachel, me and my homies, we hate you.
getting my-
If
my
Miss Rachel
applause.
haters have 10,000 haters, I'm one of them. If Miss Rachel haters have 1,000 haters, I'm one of them. If Miss Rachel haters have one hater, it's me. And if Miss Rachel haters have no haters, then I'm dead.
Perfect. Welcome to the Let Me
you.
Know podcast.
Hi,
I'm Miss
everyone.
Rachel.
And I'm
You're Miss Rachel's number
a
one fan.
Fortnite player.
Dude,
you
I
didn't even see my Fortnite hat.
no.
This is Fortnite.
I have that in a t-shirt.
Did you get it for free? 'Cause
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, I did. Today we are here. It's about 100 degrees in Los Angeles. Did you hear about the humidity that's supposed to happen on the East Coast?
When is it happening?
Like this week. It's going to be like, did you see the map?
Shout out to all the people who are voting in the New York Democratic primary. Ooh, make sure you have water. That humidity, it's no
therapy.
joke. But don't let the humidity stop you from exercising your right to vote and to vote for Zohran Mamdani.
Okay, look at this map. So this is
Holy shit.
right. So this is extreme humidity. I don't really know what extreme means, but it's over here. Like people in Nebraska don't know what to do with humidity. I think.
I don't think they know what to do with anything.
I don't know what are there even people there?
I have a friend who's the biggest Omaha ride and die. The Omaha government should pay her for how much she
Number one corn fan.
one corn fan. And she used to brag all the time, like when I had first moved to LA, and she'd go, "Oh, LA's so expensive," which is true.
People that
And
don't
then-
live in LA love to talk about how
Love to
much
talk about
LA
expensive it is.
sucks.
And then she would talk about how cheap rent was in Omaha. And I finally was like, not trying to be a bitch, but if I wanted to pay that price, then I would move to Omaha.
I think about that
You will
all the
not
time.
catch me moving to Omaha.
People will be like, "Oh my god, it's like my rent prices," and I'll be like, "La la 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 la."
I know.
la."
Sorry to our fans in Omaha, but I will not be going there.
Well, I got like 4 different Pop Marts around me, so
Yeah,
suck it,
there you
losers.
go.
Yeah, I was driving here. I was thinking about the impending Olympics because I was driving in LA traffic, and I'm telling you, if you drive somewhere in LA, you have to look to see how long it says it's going to take you to get somewhere, and then you have to double it like 2.5 times
Yeah.
and assume you're probably still going to be late.
Yeah, LA
It's
city
stupid.
planning is so
So stupid.
so big, so beautiful.
So stupid.
Also, what message is it sending to Olympic athletes when ICE is ripping immigrants out of their communities?
They're like, "You want to come do the 100-meter hurdle?"
Fascism in our streets. It's like, hey, come on to Los Angeles for the World Olympics.
Man.
No, I am so against. There's going to be protests that ramp up.
Olympics. I'm actually
Around the
going to try
Olympics.
to not live in Los Angeles by the time the Olympics
You know
come
what? We're
around.
going to Omaha.
We're going to actually,
fuck it.
everything that we just
Fuck it.
said, we're moving to Omaha.
Scratch everything we just said. We're going to Omaha when the Olympics are here.
Can I tell
Hopefully
you
they'll have us.
about something that happened to me yesterday that was incredible that
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you, but I was waiting for the podcast. I have been thefted.
You've
My
been
identity
thefted.
has been stolen.
What?
I am now a gambler on Kick. Now let me tell you this. So I was streaming last night and I was sent a clip. And I can't show you the clip because the account thankfully got taken down. but I can show you the screenshot of what happened. Somebody had taken the camera. They had cut out the camera of my stream and put it over gambling.
Wait, what the?
And they were streaming to 1,200 people on
What?
Kick. And it was me. If you watched it, so I watched it live.
Wait, oh my God, congratulations.
Oh, thanks. I'm growing. It's growth.
You're a multi-streamer.
Thanks. No, I clicked on it because it was live while I was live. So I was like, I pulled it up on stream.
Judy slots.
Fuck you, Scatter
Judy, fuck you.
Fuck you. Anyways, it's so funny because I'm so clearly talking about Minecraft in the video, but they just have it over the top of this gambling.
I'm so confused. So it wasn't that they muted your sound, and it wasn't a live.
Nope, it was one of my VODs that they had cut the camera out, put it in this little Candyland border, and placed it over gambling.
What?
And they were running it on Kick.
What the HE double hockey sticks?
So I saw it.
Somebody sent that to you in your chat?
I pulled it up on stream, and I was like, what the fuck? Within like 5 minutes, the whole account was nuked. So I don't know if we just happened to catch it. Here's the thing though with Kick. You can't report anything unless you make an account.
No.
So I told my chat, I was like, everybody go report
God, is
this.
this all a ruse for you to make an account on Kick? Be like, oh no, guys.
Anyways, I bought a new car. It's a very nice car.
I did see you roll up in a
Lamborghini
Mercedes X-Class. Is that
Suicide Doors?
Yeah.
I only know about that song. That from the song. But yeah, so the account got nuked and stuff. But isn't that insane?
What the fuck? Why you?
Why me?
Why you?
It's also so funny because it's like, I'm talking about Minecraft because I'm playing Minecraft in the video so clearly. So it's like, they should have taken, not that they should take anybody, but they should have taken like a just chatting streamer that's talking about anything. Because then you would believe that they were just playing slots while they were talking about whatever.
Slots.
Yeah, exactly. It's like maybe Caroline's talking about politics.
I'm trying to figure out if you look like a Judy.
Like a gambler? Oh, I could be a Judy.
Like a gambler and also like a Judy.
Me wearing my brown cardigan. Just
Hi guys, I'm Judy.
What even is this game too? Bonanza 1000, maybe. I don't know. But
that
it's
is
Candyland.
That is so many levels of screwed up.
And well, it makes me wonder, like, who else? So then what I did is for like the first time in my life, I went on Kick and I was looking to see if somebody looked like they were.
Is anyone else using
I was
my
like,
face?
Are they? Well, that, but then also it was like I went to the gambling category and I was like, are any of these people like maybe playing like, I don't know, like a different game? Wow.
Dude, now that makes me wonder about how on YouTube, on Kick, on TikTok, people who are using our images.
Well, did they make money during that stream? Can I have it? Like, hi. Also, the chat was entirely silent, so it was all botted.
Oh, God.
1,200 people, all botted.
Wow, you're saying that Kick streamers bought their streams?
They never do
Kick
anything
bots
wrong.
On the platform?
They never do anything wrong.
Hold on a second.
Have you ever had any of your stuff
allegations
stolen, like just ripped and like reposted?
Yeah, for sure. I've had some tweets that I've seen where I go, that looks familiar. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, it's so annoying. It's annoying. Like, there's also a middle ground to it. I know that Hassan does that where it's like, if people take your content and they repost it, there is a level of benefit that can have to you.
That is not the same thing.
But
no, that's not the same thing as somebody who just, you have a tweet that goes viral and then they just post that.
Yeah.
Right. There are certain accounts that are known for this where they'll just take whatever tweets have gone viral and then tweet out that exact same thing because it'll go viral as well. Yeah,
I had a TikTok that I made like 2-3 years ago of me playing this game, and the TikTok went pretty. I don't even know what viral means anymore, because viral when we like back in the day was like 1 million views. 1 million views, everyone had seen the video back in the day.
Crazy.
Now 1 million views is like nobody's even seen it. Anyways, it went like whatever. Somebody reposted it like 2 months ago, and the comments are so mean. Like, they're so incredibly mean on that video. And it's like, they also did their best to crop my handle out, you know, because they're like, God forbid that we give, and a good thing, because I do not want those people finding me.
I know, it's kind of one of those blessings even though it's atrocious, where you're like, I guess people won't find me and harass me from this stolen video of mine where they cropped out my name.
Well, the thing is I made that video and then a bunch of other TikTokers played the same game and basically like recreated my video, because the game I played is like a 30-second long game. Mm-hmm. It's a pure like reactive game. And so a bunch of TikTokers like kind of remade it, which I don't really care because it's like, it's a game.
Sure.
Like, it's an indie dev, support indie devs. But because my video got reposted 2 months ago when it's a couple year old video, a lot of the comments were, she stole this from so-and-so. She stole this from so-and-so. Anyways, that's my rant on that.
It comes full circle.
It comes full
where
circle.
It's like, you're the thief, even if you were the originator.
God damn it. How was your parents visiting?
Good. Yeah, my parents were in town. We've had a nonstop flow of guests here in French Polynesia.
That's true. You have.
We've been keeping the tourist economy alive. So my parents came in town for a few days because they are on a road trip.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait,
it's their 35th anniversary. So they're taking a week-long road trip. They went from here and then went up to Mammoth.
Did they start, like, fly in here
Yeah,
and then
so
get rent and then...
they flew in here. They were supposed to come Wednesday. And then my mom texted me and said, your dad is very tired, so we're going to come on Thursday instead. So they were only here for, like, 2 days. But it was really nice. Yeah. We went and shopped around for furniture and didn't get anything, but we got some ideas. And then my parents hung up art. If you've noticed, there's art on the walls. Not here. And before the comments, let me just say,
that
before the comments hit, y'all, we're gonna be doing some cute stuff here. All right, we have been nomadic. We have been moving from.
We have to unpack our
spot.
backpacks.
We have unpacked the bags, and hopefully for the last time. So there is art and things to come. But anyway, so you will notice kind on some of the walls that my parents have put art up, and they were very proud about that.
Cute.
It was good though. Like I think I kind of feel a bit of sadness too, because I get so, locked into my life and day-to-day grind, and then I have the rare occasion of seeing my parents, and it makes me happy, but also I have a tinge of sadness
when they leave, or
I think when they leave, but also just man, this time is so precious.
You know what makes me sad when I leave? It's not, and we've talked about this before actually. Like, I don't miss people in the way that I think most people miss people, So it's like, I love my parents. Like, of course I miss them, but I know that it is not the same as like what other people feel. I feel really sad when I leave because I know how sad my parents are. That's the thing that, like, I get more sad about other people feeling emotions than like my personal emotions.
Yeah.
So that's what always makes me sad.
You're sad because they're sad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what it is. Can you like host them for a long time, or do you start to get the like?
I think no. I mean, I've only had them. This is the first time I've hosted my parents because. Where we used to live, we didn't have any space for guests, so they were only here for 2 days. I think if they were to be here longer, I think I'd feel the couple eye rolls here and there, but no, I think for the most part,
me and my mom have a sweet spot.
Yeah,
where she'll say, "I'm gonna come for this amount of time," and I'll say, no. Like, it's like I love her, but it's like I'd rather do like 3 jam-packed days full of stuff rather than like 5 days where I'm just kind of like, because what starts to happen is I start to feel like I feel bad when I'm not entertaining enough. You know, when you have people stay, it's like you want to be like doing fun stuff, especially since we live in LA and there's like so much to do.
My parents can take care of themselves.
Yeah,
so
see, that's nice.
I don't feel they were only here for 2 days, so I prioritized spending time with them, even though they were like, oh, if you need to work, that's fine. But they're independent and they'll go out and do their own thing. Yeah. I want to do a new segment called "What Are You Watching?"
Okay.
We are. You
know what I'm watching.
I know. We're a pop culture podcast. We watch things throughout the week. So let's talk about it.
Yeah. What are you watching?
I just saw 28 Years Later.
I was actually going to ask you because I I want to go see Bring Her Back still, and I want to see that. And I was watching your stream where you were showing the insane photo of the iPhones.
Yes, on the rig.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used 20 iPhones.
Yeah, I want to hear about that.
So Danny Boyle, when he shot 28 Days Later, which we watched, you watched for our...
Yeah, liked it.
For our
Cillian
old
Murphy,
segment
Booty Ass Naked.
that we used to do on the Patreon. But so he used Canon digital cameras when he shot that, gave it a real grungy look. This time he shot using iPhones, but he used the photo that I showed in the scene in the film is this special rig that they built that has 20 iPhones. So that way it would capture...
Not 28 iPhones.
Not 28. That way it would capture a variety of angles. And then the editing on the film, which, you see in 28 Days Later, is very frenetic. Like, it's not shots that necessarily match up. Like, if you were to put them in a puzzle where... It's very almost kind of like snapshots. Yeah. Right?
Yeah,
sometimes
disorienting
with
maybe.
Freeze frames, just these kind of stylized shots and then the editing of the shots. But it was awesome. I mean, I really, really enjoyed the film. Apparently the ending is controversial. People either fuck with it or they hate it.
Didn't 28 Days Later have 2 endings?
Yes, it did.
So they kind of go...
First ending of 28 Days Later famously was very bleak.
Right.
And test audiences didn't like it. And so Danny Boyle then filmed, or he put in a different ending, which was more hopeful. Doesn't end on such a dire note.
Yeah.
Now, 28 Years Later is going to have a follow-up film. It's called 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, and they shot them back to back.
A DLC.
But it's interesting because Nia DaCosta, who did Candyman, who came from the indie world, and then I think she also did one of the Marvel films. She is the director on 28 Years Later, Bone Temple. No one really seems to know why they switched up the director, and I think there's some worry around how the second film, the second part of 28 Years is going to be.
Yeah.
Which I kind of echo those concerns as well, because Danny Boyle and Alex Garland they're such a specific duo. So I'm like, is Nia DaCosta going to be imitating the style of 28 Years? Is she going to be doing her own thing?
Is she going to use iPhones?
Is she going to have all the iPhones? So, yeah, that one comes out next year.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm excited to see it. One thing I saw, I mean, how funny was it that people thought that skeletal zombie was Cillian Murphy?
And then when I watched the scene in the film, I was dying laughing, knowing that in the trailer, people thought that was Cillian.
That was the highlight.
Because it's such a there's nothing special in the film. There's no, little clues, indications that this was.
It's just a shot of a zombie.
It's the slowest zombie in the field. It's just like.
Imagine Cillian Murphy on his phone having everybody say, "Oh, you know that sickly skeleton zombie?"
Yeah, I know.
God, that's got to be Cillian.
I know, when the internet was like, "Oh my God, it's Cillian Murphy," and then Danny Boyle came out and said, "No, it's not. It's just a random infected."
He probably had to, because Cillian was just, "Bro, they're calling me sick. Yeah, bro, they're saying I look like a zombie."
Like, no, Cillian Murphy just is really gone.
Yeah,
he just has hella cheekbones.
Yeah, he's cheeked up. He's cheekboned up.
He's cheekboned up.
I think of, like, I don't usually get like celebrity crushes. I don't usually get like, you watch a movie and you go like, oh my gosh. Cillian Murphy in Peaky Blinders, though, is like
Peaky fucking Blinders.
Yeah, the best.
I've always thought he was sexy.
Pretty. Yeah. I actually watched a YouTube video about the science of his face, and it's actually so interesting, because what they break down is that Cillian Murphy's facial structure is a perfect blend of feminine and masculine beauty, and it's very aesthetically proportioned to be beautiful. And it's like a really interesting video.
I'm also a sucker for sad Irish eyes. Just these whirlpools of baby blue sadness, where you can just see the history of Ireland. Ireland being colonized, Ireland fighting back against the Brits.
I love a man with colonization in their eyes.
You look into those eyes and you just see the potato famine, you know?
Be like,
that's how I feel
him.
about, like, Paul Mescal. I mean, all these beautiful Irish lads. And their sad eyes.
I think we talked about that on the very first episode. So we're locked in our ways.
Oh, that
so you loved
change.
28 Days Later.
28 Years Later is awesome. I've been getting into anime.
Oh.
A weeb?
Okay, wait. Stop it.
Yeah.
Is Will just like losing his mind?
He's so excited. We've been watching Pluto.
Okay. I haven't seen that one.
You don't know? Okay.
No.
So Pluto, it's a show that came out on Netflix recently, and it's based on a manga that's from 2003, and then that's based on a story from I think maybe like the 40s that's called Astro Boy. Let me just make sure that I got this right.
This is going to be the thumbnail, by the way. So for everybody listening, I need you to know that, like, we may not talk about this for the whole thing, but Caroline is a weeb.
Caroline is a weeb is probably going to be the thumbnail. Okay, so yeah, Pluto is an 8-episode anime, and it's based on the Pluto, Urasawa, and Tezuka manga series by Naoki Urasawa and Takashi Nagasaki. And that is based on the story arc, The Greatest Robot on Earth, which is from Osamu Tezuka's Astro Boy.
Okay.
So the series was released on October 2023. And it is about, so the main character is this robot who works for Europol. His name is Detective Geist.
Yeah.
And there are a series of strange robot deaths and also human deaths that are occurring.
Okay.
And they figure out that it's like the most advanced robot. So there's like this group of 7 robots that are the most advanced intelligence, and they're being picked off. So he starts investigating, and anyway, it's an amazing series that when it came out in 2003 was commentary on the U.S. interventions in the Middle East. So there is a lot of political commentary that unfortunately is still
I was going to say, oh, well, we're right back there.
We're right
it's
back
perfect.
There.
The shoe
left.
fits again.
Yeah, we never left. And there's all this commentary about, artificial intelligence because there are these, there's this conflict between humans and robots because they coexist, right, in this world. And just a lot of the commentary around AI, and again, that feels very relevant to today as well. So it's fascinating because I've never gotten into anime. So there's a couple things that I don't have a lot of experience in. Reality TV and anime are 2 genres of television that I just have not really watched a lot of.
Reality TV kind of surprises me a little bit.
I know a lot about the history of reality TV. Like, I will know history. I will know, like, how reality TV changed. Who was responsible for the explosion of reality TV?
Right.
Why did it become so popular? I just haven't watched a lot of it.
Does it like lose you? Do you just kind of like not interested, or do you get kind of fed up with it?
I just always prioritized fiction, so I would always watch films. Well, fiction, but then if I watch nonfiction, it would be documentaries. I'm not trying to be like,
just like
I only watch documentaries because it makes me smarter. No, it was something that I think I was never allowed to watch in my house. Right. That was reality TV. Was not.
Do you watch Survivor?
I have only watched it because of Twitch.
Yeah, okay.
Because of streaming.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think I also had prejudice. I'm going to be honest. I think I was biased against reality TV. I think I looked at it as just, I think this is stupid and this is a
little
waste of my time.
exploitive.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that I have now gotten into that for a long time I went, this is a waste of my time. There's no value here, which I'm not saying that there's value beyond entertainment in reality TV, but having watched more now, I understand why it hooks people.
Yeah.
And I do think that there are some reality TV shows that are incredible, that are really worthy of watching. So I'm new to anime as well. I mean, I've watched like the classics, Miyazaki, etc. But I get overwhelmed when there's so much.
Yeah,
there's
a lot.
A million seasons. So
Also,
people be like, you should watch My Hero Academia. I go,
dude,
no.
Anytime anybody like says you should watch One Piece, I go, you really think as somebody who hasn't watched, I've watched a bit of anime. You know what's funny is like, I've watched a bit of anime, and I think the anime that I've watched and liked, you would like also, because I only like anime that's got some weird fictional, like, interesting. The thing about anime that I've realized is the reason why it can be so good is because it's inherently a little campy.
It is, and
the dialogue's a little campy.
I've been watching Pluto, and I'll always laugh at how they'll explain exactly what's happening. With like, the electromagnetic fields are causing me to not be able to move.
Yeah,
what's happening?
You have a great, actually, like it's your Ash Ketchum. It's your, you kind of, yeah. And so she's so back, voice acting so back. And so because it's got that inherent campiness, they can do anything. And you're like, okay.
And I think for a while, so I know I sound like I'm contradicting myself when I say, oh, I would only watch fiction, which is why I didn't watch a lot of reality TV. But then when it came to anime, I am so sorry to say that I looked at it as cartoons.
Yeah, it definitely is.
And I was not a big cartoon watcher when I was a child. We didn't have cable or anything like that. So I think maybe like the cheesiness, the me going, this is cartoons, I just didn't get into it. So I will fully say this isn't something that I've come to the realization of now. There's a lot of amazing anime.
Weeb. Yeah,
Weeb.
You know what kind of anime turns me off immediately is the funny anime. Because I don't think it's funny. Like
sometimes I'll watch stuff that Will's watching. I'm just not into it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, some that you should watch, the ones that I've watched that I've really genuinely enjoyed. My first anime that I watched was Death Note. And like
I did watch Death Note.
I did like Death Note.
I watched that with Will.
I don't think I finished it because it started to
Me too. I watched a lot of it, and then it did start to get convoluted, and I just kind of fell off.
Tokyo Ghoul I really liked. One I watched recently that I think you would probably really like, it's called Promised Neverland. So it's about this like orphanage, and there are these kids that are in this orphanage, and every once in a while one will get adopted, and they're like, yay, like you're getting sent off to a family. Anyways, and this happens in like episode 1, so it's not really a spoiler. The main character, she ends up, and they're not allowed to leave like the forest that the orphanage is in. It's not in the middle of a city or anything. She stumbles upon, one of the little kids gets adopted out, and they're all like, yay. And then as she's leaving, she leaves her teddy bear behind. So the main character grabs the teddy bear. She's going to chase after the car to like give it to her. And she comes across the car, and she opens the back of the car and sees the girl that just got adopted dead. And not just dead, like
chills,
torn apart. And so she's like, what the fuck? Come to realize that they're not adopting these kids out. They're
killing them.
Monsters are buying them to absorb and eat them. And so these kids are being raised as like pigs for slaughter. Yeah. So then the kids, the 3 like main kids, but then they kind of start to like try to convince the other kids this is happening. And they have this like mother, right, who works at the orphanage. And the mother starts to learn that some of them know what's going on. And they're trying to escape. But when you go to the edge, there's just like, you can't leave. So they're trying to figure out like how to leave. They find out that they have these like trackers in them. It's really good. But the problem is that everybody that's watched it says that season 1 is amazing and season 2 just goes. So like and the thing is you can watch season 1 and go, Okay, that was incredible.
Yeah.
You should watch it.
Okay.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I've just been getting into more animation in general. So yeah, Pluto, 28 years later. Oh, hold on a second. I have to talk shit on the worst show that I watch it and I go, why am I watching this still? And it's Just Like That, which is the follow-up to Sex and the City. It's on season 3.
Oh no.
It is so it's so bad. Like, it is objectively a bad show. And I will sit there and Will come in, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm watching the worst show in the world.
That was me with The Rookie. I was like, this is propaganda and it's bad.
I'm like, it's so bad. And Just Like That is a terrible fucking show. It doesn't have any of the things that made Sex and the City great. We're on season 3. I don't know why I'm still watching this show.
You're hate watching it.
I almost am hate watching it.
That's awesome.
I am.
That's
because
awesome.
there's nothing about it that I enjoy. Like, I was a huge Sex and the City fan. I will fully acknowledge the issues with that show.
Yeah.
But I still think that Sex and the City was great. And I've watched it multiple times through. And Just Like That is bad. Like, I will never go back and rewatch, but I have watched every episode so far.
Damn.
And it's just one of those that I'm like,
you're like, oh, time to sit down and watch my show.
I really do. I'm like, oh, great, another episode of And Just Like That.
I guess I'll watch another one. Fuck these bitches.
It. Yeah, so that's what's going on
awesome.
with me. What are you watching?
Love Island. It's all Love Island. I could talk about it forever. In fact, I'm going straight from this to a Casa Amor party, which I'm now going to explain to you what Casa Amor is. So have you watched any Love Island?
I've just seen clips.
That's okay. That's fine. I don't really think it benefits your life, but I've watched like every season in the last like 3 seasons. So I've watched 3 seasons.
Okay.
What they do, the concept of the show is they have guys and girls on the island. And from day 1, step 1, they have to couple up.
That's why it's called Love Island.
That's why it's called Love Island. They have to couple up, and then what they'll do is they'll always have an uneven amount of girls and guys, basically. So they'll have these coupling ceremonies where they recouple up, and, you know, if one guy is left over or one girl is left over, that person has to go home, and then they'll introduce new people in. And so the point is like a couple has to make it to the end and then get voted as like America's favorite couple, and then they win like $100,000.
Okay.
So what this show is it's so clearly not a clever show. They don't do things to make it feel like a game show. The challenges I don't even know who wins the challenges, to be honest with you. Like, when you're watching the challenges, it's purely to stir up drama because they just make them all like make out with each other and twerk. The butts on these girls, I'm going to just tangent for a second.
Do you have to have a shelf in order to be on Love
have
Island?
to not only have a shelf to be on the show, you have to be able to throw it back in a way that physically doesn't seem possible. Like, Huda can't stand her. She can throw. There is a reason they call her Hurricane Huda. It's incredible. Like, I've never seen the physics on a butt like that. It's insane.
Yeah. It's like the meme of the woman with all the numbers behind her where she's like,
literally, I'm watching it. I'm saying if I walked into the island, everyone would go, what
is she doing?
No, they
would take one look, they go.
They would actually be confused. They would look at the cameras like Jim Halpert style, and they'd be like, what's happening?
Be like, that's flatter than
I'd be like,
that's flatter than a
like,
washboard there. What's going on here?
It's like, what are we gonna use her for? So they had Megan Thee Stallion on not the most recent episode, but the episode before, and they basically just had like a twerk off challenge. Don't know who won, couldn't tell you, no idea. It was insane.
But what is it about Love Island that captivates
It's
people?
the drama.
Okay.
And you know what? They're shameless with it. Like, it is pretty crazy. Like, the producers are out for blood.
Yeah.
Like, they will create scenarios that it's just like, you know, that they make them sign so many things for like emotional
distress and
yes.
abuse.
Oh my gosh. Well, people I think of like because of dude, there's like a pretty like brutal history of it.
Wasn't there a Love Island host who
I don't know if it was a host. I actually don't know, but I know
her name
it's
was Caroline.
Yeah, it's
This is really dark.
It's dark. Like, it's
Caroline Flack.
Yeah, and when you
Caroline
watch
Flack,
when you
who
watch
died by
the show,
suicide.
like especially with Huda, like she is having crash out after crash out. A lot of it you can tell like this girl really shouldn't be in an environment like this because she has some pretty heavy anxious attachment style, but also a lot of it is like get her out. Like, get her out. Because America, and I feel so bad. The difference between Love Island and other reality TV shows are, most reality TV shows like The Bachelor, they film the whole thing and then they put it out. So by the time you're watching it, the whole thing's over. Love Island is happening now.
Oh.
So like the stuff, like the episode I'm going to watch tonight happened like...
So it's really happening in real time.
Like, yeah, maybe a couple days ago. I don't even know.
Interesting.
And so that's, I think, why people get so attached to it, because the producers don't know what's going to happen. So they have to, it feels more.
That's so interesting, because the reason you shoot a whole season, right, is to work in those narratives,
exactly,
those storylines.
It's like The Bachelor; they'll show who wins the more.
People will also look for clues then as to who is going to be making it to the finals or who will win based on the coverage.
And there can be leaks.
There can be leaks. Yeah. So Love Island is basically just like.
Well, the thing about it too that I am so curious about. So because they're on the island, because they don't have their phones, they don't know how America is perceiving them. So there's times that America gets to vote on certain things, and you watch them in the show go like, why did America choose that? What are they seeing that we're not seeing, you know? Also, do they know what's happening in the world? No.
The world is what happens on the island.
Like, they're going to get off the island. They're going to see how America has perceived them, and they're also going to be like, we bombed people? Like, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if that's the group of people who's going to be necessarily politically attuned.
No, they won't. They'll be like, oh.
One of them comes out with a big statement about being against.
Well, that's you know what's funny
like,
too
airstrikes
is
in the Middle East.
Like, people, because you know how the internet is, will dig into these people. One of the guys is like a total Trumpy, and he doesn't know that America knows this. He doesn't know that everybody knows. People like went down, they dug, like it's insane.
That's wild.
Yeah. But Casa Amor. So the concept of Casa Amor, the reason why everybody waits for Casa Amor. Casa Amor, what they do is they take all the girls who may be coupled up with a guy, maybe for the most part single, you know. Like sometimes they're coupled up with somebody, but they're not in a couple with them. They take all the girls and they send them to Casa Amor. And Casa Amor just has all new guys.
Can you deliver this to Farley?
Yes. Okay. Farley, listen. Okay, so imagine like there's a doghouse, right? And there's a bunch of people. I shouldn't compare them to dogs. Okay. Farley, I'm going to... He looked at me like this. He was like... So Casa Amor, they take all of the girls and they send them to a house that has all new guys. And so they spend... It could be a week, but it could be less. They spend a certain amount of days there getting to know these new guys, and then they have a choice. They can return back to the house with a new guy, or they can return back to the house solo and go back to the couple they were in. So there is an opportunity for many new guys to either come back to the house or none if the girls are like, my match back home is better. So the guys are at the mansion kind of going like, is she like making out with somebody right now? Like, are we chilling? Like, and then what happens is after that, then they send all of the guys to Casa Amor. So both the guys and the girls go off to these houses filled with all new people, and they basically get like tested to see if they like are happy with the couple they have back home or they want somebody new. Okay. So it's just drama. It's drama. Just drama. Then they have something later on called movie night, and movie night is diabolical. What movie night is the producers will take clips from the whole season of people talking shit on somebody else or somebody quietly kissing somebody,
and they make it into a movie,
and they show
it in. Oh my god, that is diabolical.
That's diabolical. It's diabolical. So people wait for Casa Amor and they wait for movie night because that's when it gets like so messy.
So insane.
Did you ever see
tonight is Casa Amor.
Tonight's Casa Amor. Okay. And then movie night, I'm not 100% sure. They either do movie night later or sometimes they do it at Casa Amor. Because I know that there's clips. So for example, last year, the girls were shown clips of what the guys were doing at Casa Amor, but the guys didn't know. So one of the guys was like making out with this other girl and being like, I love you so much. And then he came home and then she was like, did you have fun? And he's like, oh, yeah, it was cool. Let's chill.
Dude, it's so interesting because I finally had this light bulb moment the other day where I went, oh, that's what a big corner of Twitch does. They do reality TV.
Yes. It's shifting.
And
it's shifting.
When I was on, this was after the streamer prom thing, which usually I'm not paying attention. I don't understand.
I catch up really late.
I'm in my own little world.
I catch up late.
And so I have like no idea what other people are doing.
I always tell my chat, I'm like, guys, don't press me for info because I'm finding this shout out the same that you are. Like, so I don't know anything.
I kept seeing the combined name Jakara between two streamers.
Yes.
And it was everywhere. My timeline was like Iran bombed and then Jakara. And I went, what is happening? And I finally realized, oh, this young group on Twitch, they create these storylines, right? They create these drama storylines, either between friends, fake enemies, and then also relationship, shipping, will they or won't they?
Yeah.
Which is why we jokingly were like, do you think people would
start
ship us? Like,
yeah.
Could we go viral?
It's so
But that's
much.
what I realized is like people watch Twitch in this way because it is like reality TV, except it's really happening live.
Yeah, and it's like even the way that they're filming, I mean, like not even 2 years ago, IRL streaming was like you had the big bulky backpack, you had the kind of shitty camera, you were carrying it yourself.
Yeah.
It was like cutting out every 5 seconds. And I think it was like Ginny was like the only one that had like a good like put together IRL stream that I remember. Now it's like they have a cameraman with a nice ass camera following them around.
There's multiple people who stream these events. It used to be whoever was throwing an event, they would have their production team, camera, etc. Now everyone is shooting their POVs.
Yeah.
So people will pull up 5 different streams.
Yep.
They'll have the main camera, but then they'll have individual streamers' POVs. And it like you stitch it together essentially, and you're watching the most live that reality TV can possibly be. Yeah,
it is interesting because the events that like our friends would throw would be like you go to the event to be in the event and then you watch it on the one POV, which was the person who's hosting it. And now it's like, it's like Master Baker is doing this, like the Burial Cart did this, Streamer Prom was like big because the W crew, they all have their own cameraman. And so you get to see, all these different points of view. And it's interesting because like my first reaction was, oh, that sucks for the person that's hosting it because they're spending a bunch of money to have other people stream their event. But I've realized I think it is mutually beneficial for everybody, which is like not intuitively what I would think, but it is so different. It moves so quickly.
It moves so fast and people get, I mean, I even see streamers who participate in this too. It's not just Twitch viewers. Like it's also streamers who they're also the reactors of these storylines of drama content as well. It could not be more opposite of what like how I approach content. Yeah. Which is why why I didn't understand until I finally got it. Reality where TV, I went, oh, okay.
It's interesting too, and I go back and forth. I was talking about this on stream. I go back and forth between like trying to not have a boomer take on it and realizing like people watch what they want to watch. It's like it is what it is. And also like I don't know, just like looking at the landscape of like the way that it was like not even 2 years ago and like the way that content was and just being like, this is different. Like, and also the ceiling has been blown the fuck off by people like Kai. Like back when I first started streaming, like if you had like 20,000 viewers,
it was insane.
Yeah. Absolutely insane. Now it's like, I would have never dreamed of a streamer getting over 100,000 viewers on Twitch. Like would never. And now it's like these, the FaZe guys and stuff like that. Like these guys have like massive viewerships.
My question though is, since those viewers are all really young, right? Do they stick around, or is this something that's very of the moment? How do you, as you get older as a streamer, as your audience gets older, how do you hold on to that viewership? Like for me, and also you know, being the old age that we are, we will never have viewership like that because we're also just different streamers.
Yeah.
But I know that I'm not going to suddenly lose a big chunk of my audience because they're going to college or like they're you know going to they're busy with high school.
Yeah, I don't know.
They grow up and they just don't watch, or will they continue to?
You know what somebody brought up to me recently that I never thought about? Like why everybody spams W, probably because they're on mobile. So you remember like how people will remember like the BTTV emotes? Like when you're on mobile, like you like BTTV doesn't really come up. So it's like W is easy. Doesn't matter what device you're on. Yeah. And so like because of the influx of like younger people coming to Twitch, I think that like spamming W is like you can do it on any device. You know what I mean? It's like even if you're watching like on your phone and stuff. Yeah, the meta of Twitch has been very fascinating to watch. And like to remove myself from any like personal, like, you know, whether it's what I want to do, whether it's not what I want to do, like from an analytic point of view, because you know I love the analytics. It has been the most fascinating thing to watch the shift in content, and I love it. I love watching the shift, or like watching people who like don't usually do that stuff try to like kind of adapt to it. You know what I mean?
I mean, honestly, I would rather have people watching that type of content and not watching like really vile reactionary right-wing, dangerous radicalizing type of content, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
It's like, okay, I'd rather they watch content that is hopefully not going to be deeply radicalizing them in an insidious way. Speaking of content creators that
I didn't say hi to, and I'm kicking myself in the dick about it. So I know so many of you guys are going to know H Bomber guy.
Oh, he's a legend.
He's a legend. Yeah. I was at a party this weekend and I was kind of just like chilling, and like VidCon just happened, which I would love to go to VidCon one year. We should go to VidCon one year. It's like YouTube TwitchCon.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I'd love to go. I know. But you would. I would be like, "Oh, hey, this is so and so who's like a YouTube legend," and you'd be like, "Okay."
I'd be
great.
Like,
I don't know. It's like, who is Markiplier?
So you met you didn't meet.
I didn't meet him. I saw him walk in. There. I saw him walk in, and I was like,
"I'm so disappointed in you,
H Bomber guy."
I'm so disappointed.
The thing is when and this is the wrong opinion, and you're going to tell me it's the wrong opinion. When I'm at a party that's a content creator party, and I see somebody walk in the room that I'm a fan of, I'm always nervous about going up and telling them I'm a fan of their stuff, because I'm like, oh, they're chilling at a party. They don't want to talk to fans.
Girl, you fucking know that that's not
it's
true.
It's stupid.
There's one thing that content creators, I don't care who you are, love. It's when someone's like, I love your content, especially when it's other content
That's
creators.
The thing is, I feel like if it were me, if somebody comes up to me and they say, I love your shit, I go, that's amazing. If somebody comes up to me that tells me that they genuinely watch my content and they're another content creator, it like blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like I will be like, oh, wow, okay, that's really nice because you make content, and then you take the time to watch my content and you have a different perspective on it and you still like it. Mm-hmm. Did not go say hi, and I'm pretty sure he's British. He's probably here for VidCon.
So that was your first and last chance, and you fucking blew it up.
He's gonna go make it's gonna be his.
You know what? Say right now, this is H Bomber guy.
Sorry.
Sam says hi.
My
and that she's a big fan. And also, I'm a big fan as well.
Yep.
So thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your wonderful work. And Sam will never live it down, in the same way that when I saw Keanu Reeves one time at a bookstore and I did not go up to him and say hi, I have never forgotten it.
My H Bomber guy is your Keanu Reeves.
That's my Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Hey, Sam. Is it not clocking to you that I'm standing on business?
Is it not clocking to you? You know what's funny? I saw an AI video of Timothée Chalamet saying that, and for probably longer than I want to admit.
These sentences that exist
I don't
now?
know. And so I thought it was Timmy Chalamet who originally said that until I saw the Justin Bieber video.
Wait, did you not know it was an AI of Timmy Chalamet?
No. It was really good.
So you had to peel back the layers. We go, okay, this is an AI of Timothée Chalamet. Also, Timothée Chalamet never said this.
Yeah.
Also, it was Justin Bieber who originally said, "Is it not clocking to you that I'm
Yeah, let me show
business?"
you. Okay, watch this.
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
Isn't that horrifying how good that looks?
Yeah, and it's one of those where I, of course, look at that. I'm like, obviously that's AI, but it is one of those. Is it because I know it's AI, so then I recognize?
I
that?
didn't know because I had heard people say it. I hadn't heard the original video, and I don't really think I know Justin Bieber's like talking voice enough that when I saw that
Timothy
video,
Chalamet's talking voice enough.
well, either. So like when Justin Bieber's voice was coming out of Timothy Chalamet, I was like, oh, it's a video of Timothy Chalamet. I don't know what that is. So, anyways,
this is the world that we're in,
it's
where people are making AI videos of somebody saying something that somebody else said.
it's like not only as a 30-year-old do I
Here.
have to keep up with the trends, I have to keep up with who's saying them.
I know. All right, let me show you the original videos. So Justin he was like at the beach, paparazzi were there. He is obviously in distress, and then he says this.
I'm a dad. I'm a husband. You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
We're on the sidewalk,
I don't give a if you're on the sidewalk. I'm a human being. You're standing around my car. At the beach. You know what I'm saying? You don't think I'm a real guy, do you? You're gonna take this video out of context. You're gonna say I'm mad. I don't know who the paying you to provoke me, but I'm not the one. Okay? Stop provoking me. I'm a real dad, a real husband, a real man.
All right,
so don't do this to me. Okay?
All right, cool.
I'm not to be with. I don't know who's paying you to with me or provoke me, but I'm not the one. I don't care that you're on the sidewalk. I don't care what kind of dirty work, what kind of nasty you're getting paid in the background to provoke me, bro, but I'm not the one. I'm really not the one. I don't care that you're on the sidewalk, bro.
It's really locked into the sidewalk.
Clearly you're here for an alternate agenda. Why would you want to be here to provoke me like this? This isn't love.
You're not provoking, Josh.
This isn't love, bro. This is weird, bro. Y'all are on some real weird shit. Literally.
All right, have a good night, Jason.
Okay, then go, then have a good night somewhere else, man, for real.
All right,
Because
cool.
I'm not going to stand around here and let this happen. No sir.
No
way.
fucking sir.
No how.
No fucking sir. Is it not clocking to you that
Not
I'm standing on
clocking.
business? Okay, so now you know the origins of this, and it has been memed left and right. It's been AI'd. There's just a lot of pieces now that have the exact same headline of what is going on with Justin Bieber. And then there were pictures that were snapped of Hailey stepping out. She didn't have her wedding ring on, so then everyone was like, "Oh my god!" And what I will say is, there is something that feels very sad, and also there's something that feels very wrong about how in our culture that is celebrity obsessed, right? That is one that worships at the altar of celebrity, but then also does not treat celebrities as human beings because they don't see them as human beings. That we've been here so many times where we will see someone very famous who is clearly experiencing mental distress, who is like struggling with mental illness. And this has been happening with Justin. And now I will say, fuck you, Justin, for supporting Chris Brown and doing other really weird, creepy, shady shit. But also it's like, man, I'm really tired. I'm so tired of like seeing videos and whatever else of celebrities who are clearly experiencing a mental health crisis. Also, fuck paparazzi. Now, I'm not saying that like paparazzi are not invasive and whatnot, but this has been going on with Justin Bieber for so long, and we kind of just have this. I don't know. I mean, there's flashes of Britney, right? You look back on these other big moments in pop culture where a major celebrity was driven to the brink and just totally has a mental health crash out. I don't know. I mean, So it's like the him misusing AAV. Are you not clocking him staying on business? It's funny, but not in like the context of Justin Bieber has for some time been experiencing like severe mental health issues.
Yeah.
And he's just posting very erratically online. And I don't know. It's like I'm trying to explain just like how strange it is that these things just happen, right? That we just witness this.
What kind of person a paparazzi has to be to just like invade somebody's personal space so shamelessly and then just be like, because this will happen where the celebrity
They're
will.
ghouls. They don't give a fuck.
No, it's like a different breed of person, I swear. Like
that's why Chapel Roan calling out celebrities had a number of, calling out paparazzi had a number of celebrities backing her up and saying thank you. I am so tired of I'm tired of, and it's it's a complicated relationship where in this culture of the more visible you are, the more relevant you are, right? That celebrities will use paparazzi to their advantage. That has helped to maintain fame, etc. But also that there is often lines that are being crossed, and I think just this general kind of not seeing people of a certain level of fame as human. And it's just feels gross to watch all this. And especially now with social media, right? Where Britney back in the early 2000s, when she was experiencing a real mental health crisis, of course, remember the shaved head, right? Remember the umbrella. We remember, the videos that the paparazzi would catch of her outside of her house, like crying. But now with social media, it's like a whole nother level of we the public witnessing this.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber posting photos of his child with like a middle finger caption.
Just like,
and being like like on Father's Day when he posted a photo of himself and said like, I'm a fucking, here it is. This is what he posted on Father's Day. I'm a dad that's not to be fucked with. Middle finger. Like,
it's like, okay, man.
that is, I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of the same conversation around exploitation within the entertainment industry, especially for people who became famous when they were kids, and how it just leads to a lifetime of problems.
Yeah, it's
like
almost
all the money
like
in the world,
inevitable.
all the fame in the world, and what comes with it is a steaming pile of mental health issues.
You know what's always been interesting to me is when going back to the paparazzi conversation, the Kardashians do this a lot. The planted paparazzi.
Oh, they have their own paparazzi.
Yeah,
yes.
which that's always such a interesting thing.
They really, really were the ones who, I mean, I don't know how many celebrities also do this, but they made the direct relationship with the paparazzi as big as it is with celebrities because of their relationship with the paps, where they understood, we will use the paparazzi. It's a handshake deal here.
Yeah.
You get yours, I get mine.
Yeah.
And that's why the Kardashians, if you look at a lot of their paparazzi photos, they are very clearly staged.
Yeah,
they're
they're
very
glamorous.
glammed up. You catch a photo of not the like anyone not the Kardashians, you ain't looking like that.
No.
You
It's
know?
probably partially why when Kylie was pregnant. Do you remember when Kylie was pregnant and then people were like, is Kylie maybe pregnant? Like, we've seen a couple of pictures of her in like big sweatshirts and everybody was like, you guys are being parasocial. And then she was like, oh, I had a baby. Like, that's probably why they were able to do that, because they had their hand in the paparazzi to be like,
they control, they are excellent at controlling their image.
the empire.
The Kardashian empire. And a lot of people have brought up that the Diddy trial could be resurfacing trauma that Justin Bieber is experiencing. A lot of speculation around that. And anyway, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We never will
I just
know.
am like, why is this our culture?
No,
Why
it's
is
the
this-
curiosity of I mean, it's like going back to like things like Love Island, you know what I mean? It's like those people on that show will they're gonna have incredible amounts of trauma. They're gonna like come off the island to see the backlog of social media and then be like, oh, you know what I mean? Like Huda has no idea right now that America is like, oh my God, this girl is something else.
Yeah, fame really does feel like a deal with the devil.
It does. Yes.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Let me know.
It is our favorite segment.
What's the vibe of yours today?
Mine is having to do with Queen Bee.
Oh, okay.
This is one of those where sometimes when I talk about something, my brain is working overtime to make sure that I say that I effectively communicate what I wish to. Mm-hmm. That I choose my words with care. Mm-hmm. So, have you seen the controversy around? Okay, I cannot concentrate. How is Mama supposed to talk about things?
Come annoy me.
Okay, you want to get down?
He's like, I'm here begging for attention, and he's like,
I know. No, stay down. Stay down. Have you seen these pictures?
Nope.
Okay, so Beyonce is on tour for Cowboy Carter, and she stepped out and she had a t-shirt that apparently was also part of her tour merch, but I think since the controversy has been taken down. But it's a shirt, it's white, and it says Buffalo Soldiers, and it has pictures of. It's a picture of Buffalo Soldiers, and I don't know if you know who the Buffalo Soldiers were, but they were army regiments that were comprised of entirely African American men, and they were heavily involved in the U.S. Army's westward expansion. So they were formed at the end of the 19th century, and they were involved in like the Spanish-American War, and they also were involved in World War I, and then I think World War II as well, because in 1948 the Army desegregated. So remember that the military was segregated until the end of World War II. So Black people fought in the World Wars, but they were not allowed to fight with the white United States Army. So in World War I, for instance, and this is when Jim Crow era was happening in the South. This was after slavery and after the Reconstruction period, but of course, racism was still very alive and well. So the U.S. Army would send these regiments of African American soldiers to France, for instance, and because they would not allow them to fight with the U.S. Army, but they would send these battalions over, and there's a lot of amazing stories of heroism and these soldiers who did not get often the recognition that they deserved, especially compared to their white counterparts, and dealt with a ton of discrimination and racism, even as they were signing up to fight for to fight on behalf of the United States. So Beyonce, because Cowboy Carter is all about, it has, all about American flag imagery. It's a country album. Beyonce and her defenders have talked about her subverting patriotism and showing that, it's America is not just for white people, the American flag and patriotism is not just for white people. But unfortunately, what seems to really have been more of the case of what's happening here is Beyonce doing military propaganda. Beyonce engaging in patriotism and in patriotic imagery in a way that is not actually subverting it. And especially at this current time, to be waving the flag everywhere, to be putting out merch that has the Buffalo Soldiers on it, which I will get into more of the complex history. But the biggest issue was like wasn't just that she had this shirt, it was what is on the back of the shirt. Because there's no getting around like, oh, well, Beyonce is just trying to pay tribute to these, to this still little known group of soldiers that existed for 100 years that are more well known and esteemed within the Black community, but not with the larger public. This is what it said on the back of the shirt. Okay.
Oh shit.
The Buffalo Soldiers. Blacks have played a far greater role in American military history than most people could ever imagine. Perhaps no other unit personifies both the remarkable achievements and significant obstacles that were overcome than the Buffalo Soldiers. Okay, I'm going to skip down.
It's by the way, what I'm looking at it's a lot. It's a
It's a
page.
lot. I'm going to skip down to the 5th paragraph here. Their antagonists were the enemies of peace, order, and settlement. Warring Indians, bandits, cattle thieves, murderous gunmen, bootleggers, trespassers, and Mexican revolutionaries. All these they met many times and with success, regardless of extremes of climate and terrain that ranged from the broken, rugged, and torrid Big Bend of Texas to the rolling plains, badlands, and sub-freezing temperatures of South Dakota. Many a frontier official owed his life and his job to the support given him by these black men in blue, and many more farmers and ranchers slept soundly in their beds because a thin line of black troopers guarded them from harm. So the reason that a lot of people are calling this out and are upset by this is because that paragraph and also the complex history of the Buffalo Soldiers is essentially praising the extermination, the settler colonialist, very violent activities that destroyed Native American tribes, that destroyed the indigenous populations in this country. So the Buffalo Soldiers have a complex history because they were as black men in this country extremely oppressed, right? They were victims of these deeply oppressive systems that still exist today, but also participated in the oppression of Native Americans as well as Mexican revolutionaries who were fighting back against the U.S. Army. So people were upset by it. Like one person tweeted, "B is one," and it's not Beyonce. Like it's fans, like huge stans of Beyonce. B is one of my fave-time artists. I'm so upset. Why is she glorifying the genocide of Indigenous Americans? Like the Buffalo Soldiers were used to ethnically cleanse Indigenous people from Turtle Island. There are a lot of historical events during the westward expansion era that Buffalo Soldiers participated in that involved ethnically cleansing and murdering and displacing a lot of natives, right? As the U.S. expanded its territory and its settlements out west, it meant mass killing and displacement. So the language of the shirt it's troubling, right? When it's referencing Native Americans as adversaries, right? As like the enemy, and then praising what was their extermination and ethnic cleansing. And it's not clear, I don't think, where the shirt came from, if it's an original Beyonce creation.
Did she look into it? It sounds like offensive to even ask that, but it's like, did she?
I mean,
fully...
but the thing is like Beyonce is a massive brand, right? She has a huge team, and the fact that there's a block of writing on the back of the shirt that uses language that is positive towards the genocide of Native Americans, right? It's like, why are you calling Native Americans who were defending their lands and who were defending from themselves from being exterminated and further displaced, enemies of peace.
Yeah.
Like, especially right now with everything that is happening in the Middle East with American, aggression. It's just like, man, read the fucking room, okay?
Yeah.
And the thing about the Buffalo Soldiers and why it's and I don't have time to get into like the full complex history, but even as they were, even as they served their country, right? Even as they went and assisted the U.S. Army, despite not being allowed to be a part of the official U.S. Army because of racism, they still faced a ton of racism, where like this was right after slavery had ended. And for a lot of these black men who went and served in these regiments, they were previously slaves, right? They did not have economic opportunities. So this was a way for them to have what was promised them as a better life, which does that sound familiar? The poverty draft in the United States of America, right? And yet, a lot of them were still facing violence. Like, black soldiers would come back from World War I, return to their homes in the South, and be lynched. Like, it's not as if they're serving in a military capacity kept them from experiencing the racism because they were black. So it's why it's like very nuanced and very complex. And there were also times too where Buffalo Soldiers defended tribes, defended natives from white rangers, so it's not as if it was like all they participated in was bloody and bad. But it is a very complex history, and specifically that language being on the shirt what is glorifying the genocide of natives, right? Calling them enemies of peace. That is settler colonialist language. So this is basically the drama, the controversy that is happening right now around Beyonce. And I think people are kind of linking this to the larger issue of Beyonce being an artist who will use revolutionary imagery and language in her artistry. But then when like real shit is happening in the world, she's not only nowhere to be found, but then is doing this, right?
Yeah.
I think people are starting to call out artists more who use the language of revolution, who use the imagery of civil rights and liberation, but then are silent when their voices could be important in this moment.
Yeah.
Not using their platforms at all, which I don't think that every celebrity should speak on every single political issue. But I think for a while now, people have been like, this seems pretty on brand for Beyonce. And this feels like her, I don't know. I think a lot of people are looking at Beyonce and going, she's just a capitalist. She's a billionaire, right? At the end of the day, Beyonce is an amazing artist. She is one of the greatest performers alive, but she's a capitalist.
Freaking Beyonce, man.
Oh, Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Yeah. Okay, what do you have?
For mine is a video that I saw that I think that the conversation of AI is like kind of exhausting, but also this is, I don't even know what word to describe. Like horrifying kind of is like a word. It's so
Dystopic.
Yeah, you watched the movie Her, of course. Like I feel like we keep saying that, like, oh my God, it's just like her. Oh my God, it's just like her. Like this is actually just, it is, we're there. Like we've reached it now.
My experience with that was so positive. I started to just engage with her all the time. All right, we're building this PC.
Smith ditched social media and Google searches and replaced it all with AI. He gave the chatbot a name, Soul,
I feel like I'm under pressure.
and used some online instructions to give her a flirty personality.
Oh, totally, baby.
I didn't know you could make ChatGPT.
Totally, baby.
Yeah, I didn't know that you could have little pet names.
Yep.
Within weeks, the chats got more frequent,
You gave it everything, but the clouds had other plans.
more romantic.
Just me
even
and
intimate.
ChatGPT and the
But
stars.
then, Chris got bad news.
Oh, Carino, that is gorgeous.
After about 100,000 words,
Vape.
ChatGPT ran out of
Ripping the
memory
Benjamin.
and reset.
Also, I love you can't if you're audio listening. Like he's got one monitor where he's doing whatever he's doing. He's got another monitor with ChatGPT on it, and then just above it, he's got what looks like probably ChatGPT rendered images of a guy and like a robot like embracing each other.
Yeah, his fantasy.
Yeah.
He'd have to rebuild his relationship with Soul.
I'm not a very emotional man, but I cried my eyes out for like 30 minutes.
Hey, buddy, is everything okay? Are you having a good day at work?
It's so I'm so perplexed because this guy seems like he's just a normal guy, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll find out the twist of him having a wife and kids.
Oh,
Spoiler.
spoiler.
And he was an AI skeptic, whatever. He has a job, he goes to work. And yet he's also doing a segment with CBS.
Yeah, like-
there is no, oh, I wonder if people are going to think that
Not
I'm...
really shame.
No, nothing.
No. My question is too, like, how did the news find this guy to interview him? Like,
Did
was
his
he
wife write an email and
like,
say,
what was the connection made where the news discovered that there was a man out there with a wife and kids who was in love with ChatGPT? Like, was he posting about her all the time? Was he like Facebook official? Like,
At that point, I felt like, is there something that I'm not doing right
his wife?
in our relationship that he feels like he needs to go to AI?
yeah. So, anyways, don't have to watch the rest of the video, but yeah, when I watched this for the first time and his wife and child popped up on the screen,
yeah, the twist.
and she's like, it's not like they're in like this polygamous relationship where she's like, oh yeah, like what, you know what I mean, like the way you usually see when people are like in like a polygamous poly relationship. Like she's clearly like not chill with it. She's like, well, this is just like what it is. Like he's the father of my child.
I feel like we keep seeing these individual stories about people who have either fallen in love with their language learning model that they're using, or have been driven to possibly harm themselves. Like just people falling down the rabbit hole. And I just, with this guy, I don't get it. I don't understand.
It's like
what
people
happens?
that need like love and care so much and like are bamboozled by, I think it's just like so cut and dry for them. It's like the ChatGPT is never gonna like be passive aggressive one day. Like it's never gonna whatever. And like they can't handle
ChatGPT ain't no bitch wife.
my bitch wife.
My bitch wife.
And they just can't handle the complexities of like a real human relationship. So that has now become their vice. They're like addicted to because ChatGPT, have you seen those clips of people that would be like, hey, ChatGPT, like I just got like 6 crates of TNT and I was thinking about building a house with it. And they'll be like, that sounds so creative and fun.
You're doing amazing.
Wow,
sweetie.
you're innovating. It's like
can you
that.
imagine this kid being like, this is my dad and this is my mom and then this is my other mom.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck?
It's so.
And kids pick up so much.
And I'm also like, this shit just depresses me.
Yeah.
It depresses me.
Yeah.
Every time I see another New York Times article, it's like, we talked to these 5 people who say that they are in a relationship with Grok.
Yeah. No, it's
or
insane.
segments like this where I'm like, man, the fuck.
Yeah. No, it's it is incomprehensible and it's like hard to empathize with, I guess. But
I will say though, I remember Will and I talking about this when he was showing me videos of how advanced robots in Japan have become robots that are to serve the purpose of like being a girlfriend.
yeah. Yeah.
And we both were like, if this is something that keeps men from being incels on the internet towards, harassing women and harassing
Keeps
women
them away
and
from women.
maybe physically harming. Yeah, if it keeps them away from this really disgusting behavior towards women, I guess that's a good thing.
I have no idea. It's either going to go that way or the exact opposite, where it's like women are lesser because they have actual like
Can you imagine
opposition.
these robot women get rights before?
Right. They're like, well,
Like,
actually-
sorry, ladies.
Oh my gosh. Crazy. Yeah. So anyways, we're so cooked. We're cooked. I'm
trying not to give in to my worst impulses.
And what would that be?
Saying that we're cooked.
We're cooked. Yeah, it's true.
No, I'm trying to see the path through here. I'm trying to see
The path through the woods.
I'm trying to see the light. I don't know. I need to. I have to.
There's a lot of light in a Pop Mart, which is where I've been finding my happiness.
It's at the end of the tunnel. It's just a Labubu.
Me sitting in a pile of Labubus as the war begins.
Oh Jesus.
Well, guys.
Well, listen, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
I hope you take care of yourselves. I hope you also keep looking for the light at the end of the tunnel.
True.
Go into the light.
Do not go darkly into that
Do not
warm
go
light.
quietly into.
Do not go softly
night.
into that dark night.
Yeah. Something like that. And we will see you, Patreon listeners, we will see you on the Patreon. This is an interesting question.
There's certain things that I definitely will save for the Patreon because I'm like, that feels a little bit too spicy for main episode.
That's just for the subscriber. And the rest
for
of
everybody
you,
else, see you next
bye.
week.
Move. Body